In 2023, a crack commando unit of retro podcasters joined forces on a panel at LA Comic-Con, but were sent to Comic-Con jail for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped. Today, still wanted by 80s nerds, they are very easy to find. If you have an 80s nostalgia problem, if no one else can help, maybe you can hire the Night Boys.
Field trip.
Remember the buddy. Alphabetical order.
Seeing stuff. Stuff that's cool. Stuff that's really neat.
That's so cute.
Wild. Stuff to eat.
McDonald's!
It's a good time for the great taste
Want a bite?
of McDonald's.
All right, it's 80s Kids Unite back. It's November. The topic this month is field trip memories. It's me, Tiny T, joined as always by Sleazy C.
I'll take Sexy C.
Yeah, he can be sexy, sleazy, sexy and sleazy. Two things can be true.
Both can be true.
Sexy D. Diallo's here too.
I mean, that's a given.
And John, I know you're that 80s dude. I know that's your brand, that's who you are, but we got to have an alternate nickname as well.
Well, you never, where I come from, you never make up your own nickname. Somebody else makes it up for you.
True. Yeah.
So just be kind, all right?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I'm thinking like Johnny T. Johnny T sounds pretty badass. So,
all right. All right. Yeah.
But I used to have, when I was a teacher, I would give nicknames to my kids, and one kid goes, "I want a nickname," and I said, "You don't get one, you earn one."
Oh man.
But we are talking
do
about
it for
field
Johnny.
Do it for Johnny. We are talking about field trips, and I think. Hold on 1 second. We have someone who just logged in. This is kind of weird. I think it's an old school night boy. It says Paul London.
Oh,
snap.
snap.
Is Paul London here? Wait, is Paul London joining us? Is it really? Oh, wait a minute. It's not Paul London. It's Dustin.
Oh,
Hey, man.
snap.
What's up, guys?
What's up,
Hey,
dude?
man.
Surprise.
Did I
What's
miss
up,
the
dude?
Did I miss the intros? Can you do them again?
We're already done.
God damn it.
When I heard your
Go
voice, I thought it was Santa Claus.
That
Thanks,
beard
man.
is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I learned it by watching you.
You look good, buddy. Good to see you, man. It's been a while.
Good to see you guys. It has been a while. Happy to be here. Respect to the Last Dragon 40th anniversary.
Right on.
We
Right on.
literally just talked about that, and I was like, I'm gonna surprise these night boys, Corey, Diallo, John, and myself, with you. And Dustin's like, should I call myself Paul? I'm gonna call myself
You know,
Paul London.
It was fucked up though because it didn't appear like my fucking logo came up. I was like, what
I
was
know.
that
So
shit?
sorry.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what is this
Yeah.
happening?
What is happening? Yeah. So
Oh,
it
man.
confused me also. Like it didn't work. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, now I'm confused.
This
'Cause
has
it wasn't
been
that.
in the
well, that's
making, though. Getting you on the show, we've been like, every time I throw out a topic to Dustin, and he's like, I can't make it. I can't make that time. Like, okay, maybe next time. Maybe next time. And then finally he said, yeah, I can make this one. And I said, okay, let's keep it a surprise for everybody, including
only-
Surprise.
But only for 30 seconds. So
Well, it's definitely a surprise. It's awesome.
Hey,
Awesome.
Dustin, you'd be proud of me. I actually didn't tell them. Normally, I'm not good with
proud of
surprises
you.
or jokes.
Yep.
Lies. That stuff.
Fair.
So y'all didn't see this, but I'm dropping a commercial at the beginning of this episode. It was from McDonald's from the late 80s. It was a field trip song. All the kids going on a field trip and then hitting McDonald's on the way home. And the song was like the chicka, oh yeah, right? Going on a field trip. Oh yeah.
That's amazing. Wait, have all of you guys, do you know what Zach's talking about when he's like, I can't make jokes? Because he'll say to like a guest, he'll be like, I'm really a snowman. I'm just kidding. And I'll be like, you really let that hang a long time.
Oh man.
And
it's because Zach, you're like a Zoolander. You can't turn left. Like you can't do like sarcasm. Like you just yeah. Like and so you'll go for it, and then you wait, I can't pull back.
it's like it can't hang at all. Like there can't be any time between you possibly saying a joke and then letting it hit.
I'm working on it.
I'm proud of you. So I'm proud of you, is what I'm saying.
But you took improv classes, and none of that stuck, huh?
No, it was really hard, actually.
you turn to your partner like, I'm sorry, I just can't. I didn't really mean that. You're not a tree.
Instead of yes and, it's no. Hold on. The real answer is
no. I'm just kidding. No, yes,
yeah.
no,
Let's
I'm
talk
just
about this. Hey,
Just
Zach,
kidding.
don't ever change. Don't ever change.
no. Please don't.
Hey, by the way, that's one of my favorite In Excess songs. Don't change. So
Don't change.
yeah,
good.
let's put that banger on. Okay, so I want to stay on point as much as we can. I know it's gonna be hard. That's why Paulette, thanks to Paulette, she's a Patreon of $2 late fee of Podcasting After Dark. Thank you, Paulette, for suggesting today's topic. Today's topic, of course, can be suggested by you patrons for future episodes. If you go to patreon.com/podcastingafterdark or patreon.com/$2 late fee, link is in the show notes for both. You can sign up today and be a part of the fun. Like Paulette said, how about field trips? And I'm like, November, Thanksgiving. Wait a minute. Teachers want to get out of teaching. They don't want to be at school. Like this is the dog days of fall and leaning into winter. They just want to go on field trips. And I do remember taking some field trips in the fall, and I thought, let's do it. Let's just kick it off. Dustin, you're here. Dustin joined me for the Big Trouble in Little China episode, and I practically cried in that one. That's coming up a week after this one. You're here, and I feel like all the stars are aligned. John, that 80s dude, Johnny T, who is so cool, so rad. It's such an honor to have you back. And Corey and Diallo, it's like we are the rocks to the what do you call it?
Well, we're the Rock Lords.
Are we, Diallo?
Yeah.
Are we the Rock Lords?
I mean, I'm definitely not. You can be whatever you want to be.
Oh man.
Don't even taint my name with that GoBot crap.
I want to jump into this with Dustin. So Dustin, when I pitched the idea to you and I said favorite field trip memories, you're like, well, does it have to be favorite? It could be memorable because I've got a lot of memorable field trip memories. Why don't you just launch in with your take on this topic?
First of all, to clarify, I was saying, does it have to be memorable or favorite? Because I assumed that you would have some really traumatic story
I don't
about,
but I'm not going to.
right, being kidnapped or murdered or something. So that was my questioning, not so much favorites or memorable either way, right? Because if you were almost kidnapped or something,
That would be memorable.
or your brother put his balls in your mouth the day of the carnival or something.
That escalated quickly.
Oh wait,
But
John,
yet it stays on brand. It's on brand though.
no, you guys. See, I'm disappointed. That means that John, you haven't heard the story about quote unquote Elephant Man.
No, man. No.
All right,
That took place during the my mom had a bunch of husbands, and then my mom's
That's a
trying to-
great callback. It's like continuity for the show.
Yeah. Is that
But
back
that-
when you were Jewish for like 6 months or
Yeah,
something?
it was.
Oh boy.
My
Oh
mom's
boy.
gaslighting
No.
me. That didn't happen. Yeah, no, it happened. Sorry.
It just means, John, that you're getting a very watered down version of 80s kids.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I've been gone for 10 months and you're not looped in to Elephant Man. But you know,
man.
you
I'll
will
tell
be.
you offline,
You will-
John.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All
I
right.
really want to know.
It's been told online many other episodes.
Yeah, we have to find that episode.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But I did want to apologize to Paulette because I think me pretending to be Paul London probably hurt her more than anybody.
I know she's probably like, wait a minute, Paul's going to be here.
Right. Paul's here. Oh God.
Oh, man.
But great topic, and it is great to be here with you guys. It's been too long, and it's good to see all of your faces. The field trip thing is a good topic, I think, because obviously we all had the whole thing with permission slips, which
Yeah.
I feel like, do they even have those anymore?
They do.
Okay, you still got to sign. I don't know.
Yep.
And people would
Funny you say that.
would like forge them for sometimes, right?
I forced every single one of them. Every one of them.
Every single one, right? It's like anything really cool, you'd be like, oh, well, my parents might not want me to go to that, or we can't afford to pay for that, or yeah. So it would always start with like a permission slip, and then you kind of have to work your way backwards to think like, is this going to be something cool or not? But the idea of just getting out of school at all was really cool.
Yeah.
For a day, because it was usually like, even if it was like a half day, anything to break up that day, right? Was like blessed. So it didn't really matter where you were going. Although I feel like I remember a few times like going to see like a really boring show, or it's like, oh God, like why we have to be in this thing, or but the one of the more memorable ones for me involves nature. I feel like when I think back to a lot of the more fun ones, they do involve like going outside, or when the weather was nice growing up in Jersey, which would be like the fall or the spring, and not so much the winter. One of the ones that we would do a lot in the spring was, and when I say a lot, I feel like I remember going there twice, but it was to this fossil bed in New Jersey, where you would actually get into this stream, and they would give you like a trowel and a screen, and you would kind of walk into this like waist deep water,
waist deep.
It was deep. It was deep. Like you had to wear the right clothes, and it was always super cold, and and you get in, and like you get down to the bottom and dig and throw some of the dirt on, and then you put it in the screen, you sift around, and there were like tons. It was like 72 million year old like shellfish that had this is like genuine cool science to me. But it was like, oh yeah, like shark's teeth and like bones, and just all this stuff that when the river had had gone down, animals had died, and there's like layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of history that we were actually unearthing and then could bring back to the classroom. So it was like having a souvenir also. Like you'd get out of school, and then also like have these things, and like how your kids, you find stuff and you're like, oh, this must be like a diamond or something, just dumb stuff, but no, it was like confirmed, like, oh, this is actually a shark's tooth, or this is actually a fish's tooth, and I saved that stuff for a while, and then I just didn't anymore. But and I just want to say one more thing. When how like when you're a kid and maybe your like logic skills are not very good, as far as like planning things out or something. I remember there was a boy in my class who, after the field trip, we got back to school, and everybody was very dirty, and so we would all go to the bathroom to change, because you have to bring a change of clothes, right, and then resume the rest of the day. And this kid went to the bathroom, stripped down, and then realized he didn't have his clean clothes with him, so he just walked down the hallway, in his underwear. And like walked into the classroom, and we were all like, dude, like put your dirty stuff back on.
Wow.
And I will never forget that. And I'm not going to say his name because I don't know what became of him. And but I remember him, and I remember that moment.
Wait, you weren't supplied with like rubbers, like boots or anything like that?
Rubbers? What kind of field trip do you think this was?
That definitely escalated quickly. That definitely escalated.
Yeah, escalated too.
Sorry.
Balls in your mouth and rubbers on your feet. No, there were no rubbers. It was just like old sneakers that you get real wet, and then
wow, that's then you don't have those pieces anymore, do you?
I don't.
Shark teeth or anything?
I don't.
Wow. And any of you guys, the rest of you Night Boys, have you ever gone on a field trip where you were panning for gold, for example? Or
no,
Diallo, did you do that back in the day, being in California?
Yeah, California boy, going up to like Sacramento.
Yep.
And whole gold rush deal. I remember there was like a panning for gold deal, and then I remember at summer camp there was like this quarry they used to take us to where like kind of like what you were saying, Dustin, like finding the whole thing was like finding shark's tooth, and I found them. But when I got older, I was like, did they just like get a bunch of shark teeth and like throw them in there so the
Oh,
kids like
For
I
sure.
don't
For
know.
sure.
yes.
100% they did.
Yes.
Come on. You found the shark tooth. Come on, man.
Yeah. I'm like, really? Because we went up there every year and did that. I was like, how many are there?
No,
Anyway,
that's
don't
what
know.
I thought too. But even just researching this now, this place still exists, and like
Yeah.
kids are still finding stuff because it's just layers and layers and years. So like they
Yeah,
just 72 million years.
So
Yeah.
Dustin, this place, do you know the exact name of this place in Jersey by chance?
Do you want to go?
No. I'm
Oh.
just thinking specifically, like if you can give it a shout out. So
Yeah, specifically, I think it's called Porosy something. Let's see, Porosy Park Fossil Beds, PORICY,
okay, cool.
Middletown Township, New Jersey.
Wow,
Enjoy.
that's fascinating. That's
Yeah.
wow. Oh my God. John, did you memorable field trips? Go
Dude,
for it.
Listen, I got to tell you what Dustin just said about the. I was just looking at my notes here. Dustin just said about the forging the permission slips.
Yes.
I can't even tell you how many permission slips that I forged for my parents because they were just like completely out of it.
Yeah.
My dad would go to work all day. My mom was just, she's a mom. She was there dealing with four sisters, my sisters. So I was just like in my own world. I could do pretty much whatever I want, carte blanche. And so I would forge everything. I would, if the principal said we got to contact your parents, I'd be like, I'd make up a story. It was just like,
They died.
I'll just take the yardstick to the hand, sir.
Yeah.
And because my parents can't make it, you can make it 2 times 2. I would just come up with different like solutions. I was definitely a solutions dude. But we had a few field trips. We didn't have too many. Most of them like were kind of popped on us like within a week's notice. They were just like, "Oh, we decided because we've got a bus. Someone found a bus available with a driver." And keep in mind, this is 1980s, Detroit, Michigan. So I want to set the scene for you. The story I'm going to share with you took place in the winter, and well, not full winter. I mean, it was getting in there. It was starting to get colder, right? And the field trip was we were going to go to the Anna Scripps Whitcomb Conservatory. At that time, there was a lot of news about the place because they had done a renovation. Zach, I don't know if you'd heard about this, but
I know
like
exactly.
at that time,
Keep
yeah.
going.
And this thing like the conservatory is actually in Belle Isle Park, which is like a cool island on the Detroit River.
So cool. It's so
Yeah,
cool.
super cool place. And at that time, it was becoming cool for that place because Detroit was just blight. I mean, inner city blight was like common, as you know, Zach. And where I grew up off 7 Mile Road, in the State Fair area, that was really bad. But so to get out of that area and just go somewhere was such a wonderful thing for us kids, right, in middle school. And the big talk was we're going to go to the botanical garden. That was the
Yes.
thing, right?
So
And
cool.
so, yeah, and for me at that time, what was happening in my life was I had this crush on this girl named Valerie. And yeah, it was she was a cute thing, and I was like, all right, I really like this girl. And this is gonna be my opportunity because there's a winter or the holiday dance coming up, and I want to say, hey, would you like to go with me to this thing, right? And so this was my big opportunity because I was like scared out of my mind to ask her at school. So I was like, all right, we're out in public, we're out with friends, and we had this kind of like little clique. In fact, I'll show you a picture.
Awesome.
Someone took this photo of
Dope.
us. All right, at the
Oh,
Botanical Gardens.
so great.
Diallo's there too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is
That is
that's
so
racist.
racist.
That's actually racist.
Oh my god! So that's me.
That looks
right
like you. Come on.
there in the middle, in that like really cheap, like tore up jacket that I had. Here's my Asian buddy and a couple of my black friends, and then my buddy Bradley, who isn't there. He was my neighbor, actually. He's there, but he's not in this photo, unfortunately. I wish I had a photo of him.
That's
I
a
used to
great
go play.
picture.
No, thanks, man. I used to go play Nintendo with that dude. He gave me, in fact, I wrote a newsletter article, or in my book, I said, "Hey, Bradley, if I ever run into you again," he had loaned me an NES game that I never gave back to him. But anyway, these were my
Same. I've
friends
done
there,
that.
and that's actually the Detroit Botanical Gardens right there in the background. Yeah,
Nice.
and I thought this was kind of cool for me to save. I've got a few things from those Detroit days, but this is kind of a rare photo, and I love it. But anyways, so to kind of get back to the story, we get on this bus. Someone had found the bus. We get on this bus, and the bus driver is super cool dude. He is playing some music. He's got this thing like with like bands with the like this old school radio in the car, and he's playing. We're listening to, if I think back, I was like Yarborough and Peoples, Don't Stop the Music. I don't know if you guys heard that song, but that was kind of big. It was a '70s jam, and I just remember getting on and we start rolling, and the bus is like the bus driver wants to turn off the music, and then everybody stands up like no, and we just start going, don't stop now, can't stop now, right, like this, and the bus driver just like stops and he goes, no, we can stop right now. So everybody sit down. So we sit down, make it to the botanical gardens. We're there. I don't care about I don't care about what foliage is there or what fauna is around. I'm there. I'm going to hang out with my friends, and I get to ask Valerie if she would go with me or go steady, and we go to the dance together where I could make a fool of myself because I didn't even know how to dance. But that trip was really cool. It was really memorable, and I just remember getting out of 7 Mile area. And we were heading out there. It was such a wonderful time, and I brought my own lunch. And I always, because I was always very entrepreneurial, I always like saved a few dollars for myself in order to spend somewhere if we did something like that, so I wouldn't have to go ask my dad and then alert him that I'm going to leave premises, campus. But what an amazing experience. And at that time, there were just two things that could happen to us in Detroit as kids. And you guys, I'm sure, had this experience. We could either have an impromptu field trip come up or something short, like, hey, it's going to happen in a few days, or somebody pulled in the VCR and the TV in the cart
Yes.
and brought it into class, and there was a substitute. Those were like the moments that kind of created those little moments of joy for us that we had, in during that time. So anyway, that's my story. I loved it. I ended up going.
Wait, John.
Yeah,
Well,
hold
what
on.
did Valerie say?
Come on.
So Valerie said yes. Okay, so here's what happened. We go to the dance. This is a whole. You want me to say this story?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'll save it. I'll save it. Listen. Valerie said yes. We went to the dance, and there's a story behind that.
Okay, so
right?
maybe there's an
Yeah.
80s kids episode about our first dances or whatever.
First,
There
yeah,
you go.
There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Patron
There it is.
suggested.
All right.
I'm gonna
Hey,
have
I'm
to
a
sit that
patron
one
for
out.
$2 late fee, so there you
Corey's
go.
hooked on it.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
I will say I'll piggyback on your on Belle Isle. It's gone through many facelifts. The last time I was there was maybe 10 years ago or
Okay.
less. And no, that's not true. It was a post-COVID, soon out 2022, and it's pretty cool there still.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, there's a documentary somewhere on HBO about people going in and ripping out the iron or the copper piping.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of people have gone in, and so there's a beautiful fountain there, but it doesn't work
Doesn't
because
work.
someone stole the
Yeah.
copper pipe.
Oh man.
But the botanical gardens got a facelift along with the aquarium that's there too, and there was there's some cool stuff there.
There is some cool stuff. We also had a trip, and I didn't share this one, but we had a trip to the Detroit Zoo, which
I
is
stole
kind
my
of
key, dude.
dude. That's a cool place too, the Detroit Zoo. I mean, yeah, it's come up, man. Detroit. I've got this book that I read a few years ago. It's called Detroit City, the Place to Be, or whatever. It was after the whole 2008 thing that happened. If you ever want to read that, but Detroit, man. It is a hardworking town. It's coming up for sure.
That's
We
really
had
cool.
some cool botanical gardens that we went to on field trips as a kid as well. And it's so funny because back then, like you, I gave zero fucks about anything at the botanical gardens and all the flora and the fauna. Didn't care. Now I love them. I think they're freaking amazing. And
Yes.
like, I go
Yeah.
with my mom when I'm in town and stuff, and I'm just like, holy crap, like this is gorgeous. This is
Yeah.
beautiful. But as a kid, you don't
Yeah.
appreciate
You
it
don't care.
at all.
Yeah.
No.
No, because
Big
there's
time.
something to be said about like when you're forced to go somewhere or forced to learn about something, you don't want to. When it's
For
a
sure.
choice, you suddenly go, "Oh, this is really interesting." So,
Yeah. For sure.
wow, wow. Okay, Diallo. I know Oakland has some really they have some beautiful botanical gardens up in the Bay Area. I don't know about San Francisco, but anyways, regale us with your memories of field trips.
San Francisco definitely has amazing botanical gardens in Golden Gate Park,
Oh,
which
that's
is
right.
attached to my memory, which is I used to love when we had field trips to the Academy of Sciences, and which also had the planetarium, the
Yes.
museum, the DN Museum nearby. I just as much as you were saying, you hate Corey, you were like, I didn't want to learn and stuff. It's like I loved going to the museum. You walk in and there's a giant Tyrannosaurus, skeleton when you walk in. There was like alligators in a little pit, and there was in the aquarium there was like dolphins, and I remember learning like the dolphins at that aquarium they don't naturally swim upside down, but they were in the same tank as the seals, and so they like learned from the seals, so the dolphins kind of like would swim upside down. Yeah,
Cool.
just I loved going there every single time. I just it was great for me. Eventually one of my best friend, his brother started working there, so I got to go like behind the scenes sometimes, feed the penguins. I remember it was a big deal when they brought penguins there. At one point they had like a great white shark in the tank, but I think they got rid of it because it like I don't know, it was too trapped or something and it was gonna die. So
Tracks.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was like everything was there. It was like the exhibits, it was the aquarium part, it was the science part. Yeah, it was great. Planetarium was always my favorite bit though, going in there and I don't know, checking out whatever show they had. It was a whole nother world for me.
Yeah, I wonder about San Francisco has so many great museums, and totally blanked on Golden Gate Park, and have taken Bodie up there many times when we go up to the Bay Area, and it's yeah, for field trips, there's a jelly bean factory up there. That's where
Yeah.
Jelly Belly is based. So,
Yeah, that's actually near where my parents live.
oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, near Sissoon, Fairfield. Yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
that's
Gerald
cool.
Deli's. There's a Gerald Deli's thing there too, right?
Yes,
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's down in the city proper. Yeah, yeah. I remember going on a field trip there once,
really?
actually.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Place.
That's awesome. Oh, there's so many great memories up there. So the what's the one right on the pier, Diallo, the science center that's on the Exploratorium? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean that's at the Palace of Fine Arts. Yeah, Explore. It used to be there. The
Okay.
Exploratorium used to. I think they moved it a while ago. Yeah, that was the other place I used to love going to. Actually, so we were doing like we were talking about summer memories, and I was talking about vacation video.
Yes.
Yeah, and so they used to have these promos that would like show you what to do in the summer, and like the Exploratorium, I remember was one of those. They play this music from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Got to Get Away that started it, and then they would like tell you all about the Exploratorium or like other places. But Exploratorium was like that was a great place. This huge like kind of warehouse of just like everything in there is random. I don't know where they moved it to now, but the Palace of Fine Arts is still there. I remember putting in a request to try to get some of that stuff from PBS to get some of their old footage. So maybe I should follow. I don't know, but then PBS might be dead now. So
Yeah,
anyway,
Yeah.
big rips to PBS.
Learning is a priority. It is challenging now for schools to do field trips, and when they do, because like you said, John, getting that bus, that's a whole other added feature. Like that's why a lot of schools do walking field trips now because they can't afford to get a bus. So when they do, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Or it's privatized through the parents, which if they're able to pay for that.
Yeah.
But gosh, yeah, San Francisco field trip sounds amazing. Corey, I'm going to jump over to you really quick.
Yeah, buddy.
Talk about it.
Yeah, growing up in Maryland, and where I lived in Maryland, I was perfectly in the middle between Baltimore and DC. So I've had field trips to the Baltimore Aquarium. I've had gazillion field trips down to DC. You know, the Natural History Museum was awesome. Air and Space Museum was awesome. Those were probably my two favorites.
You can't touch that bug. At the Smithsonian I can, right, Sandy?
Right, Katie. The Smithsonian puts kids in touch with lots of things. You can try out a new face, or launch an airplane in space. Find out about movies and how they got started. Touch and discover.
Sticks, crocs, snakes, rocks.
Right here in Washington.
On the National Mall.
The Smithsonian wants you to keep in touch.
I remember like there'd be like 7 buses waiting for us. Like these field trips would be like huge, you know, and we would all just basically be trucked down, massive group of us and everything. And of course, we're all in our little tiny micro groups and everything. But looking back on it, the logistics of that, just my God, whoever put that together is, you know, they worked hard, I'm sure, and none of us appreciated it. But we had fun, and you know, like equally both ways would have been an hour on the bus, like one way. Either way, if we were going up to Baltimore, it'd take about an hour. If we we're going down to DC, it'd take about an hour. So, you know, get to chat with our friends and hang out and everything. And it was just so much fun. But probably if I want to go memorable, because like I said, Air and Space Museum is probably my favorite. And then Natural History Museum is probably my second favorite. But most memorable was we went to the Hirshhorn Art Museum. It's in DC. It looks like a giant donut. It's a big circular museum and everything.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, it's famous. And it has like a little art garden and everything like that. And oh boy, Sleazy C, here it comes. So
See, Dustin, this is Corey's tragedy. I saved mine for a follow-up down the road.
So I was, I don't know, probably 11, 12, 13, somewhere right in that budding age, you know, and we get down there and there's this like one, it's all cool and everything. And I like art and stuff. It's like, this is neat. Then there's one sculpture, like a naked ballerina, and I'm just like enthralled.
This
and I'm
is where
like,
it starts.
Good.
Well, it's started a lot earlier, probably with Terminator. But anyways, Zach. But
these great callbacks in this episode,
right? I know. So I love that statue, and then I also had like a few dollars I had kept or whatever. I didn't maybe spend it all on food or something. And at the gift shop, they had like a little coloring book or something of some of the art or whatever. It's like a little pamphlet type of book, you know. And I was like, oh, okay, that's neat. But they also had a postcard just of that naked ballerina.
Wow.
And I was old enough to know that I was like, I probably shouldn't just buy the postcard. But if I buy the coloring book and slip the postcard into it, I can get maybe a little 2-for-1 deal. And if if it falls out, they can be like, oh, but if it doesn't fall out, then I win. And
statute of limitations is up on this.
Oh yeah, exactly. And little Corey, a little Sleazy, he won that day. He got to take his little postcard home, and he cherished it, and he just stared at it. It was like
my dude,
a bronze woman, naked woman.
Oh,
there you go. There's my little sleaze, little larceny.
Oh man,
Dustin, is any of this surprising to you right now?
Right, it's like the sexual awakening in the museum. I actually that came out a little better than I thought. I thought you were going to be doing something, and your classmates were going to
thankfully no.
Yes.
That would have been my fellow classmate Alex. I won't mention his name because he got caught in that. So,
my God.
But I mean, like, sleaze aside, I mean, we were so lucky to be living outside of DC and all of those like museums we got to go and see and everything. Like, I appreciated that then. You know, like I did appreciate that, and I appreciate it now too. The Baltimore Aquarium is fucking amazing.
That is an awesome place.
Yeah, if anyone ever gets a chance to check that out, it's a world-renowned aquarium. It's really cool.
It's amazing, and it's right there on the pier. And there's great seafood restaurants all around it. It's definitely a cool place. And I like how it goes up.
Yeah, it's more of a. It's not like spread out. It's more vertical.
Vertical, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool place.
That's the thing I want listeners and watchers to this show, let us know where you went. Maybe, you think of like more kind of nondescript cities in the United States, and there's some really cool museums there. Like there are some museums that maybe you would never even think of. There, like the miniature museums, like in Boston. There's like outside of Boston, in a small city near there. There's like a miniature museum of like it's all miniatures and but they take kids on tours. I only know this because I listened to a kids show in the morning with Bodie, and they talk about different topics, and they brought up field trips the other day. What's some of your more favorite field trips they were talking about on the show? And one of the parents brought that up, and I'm like, that's so cool in the middle of, these small cities.
That's kind of like in Virginia, Bedford, Virginia, outside of Roanoke, is the National D-Day Museum, or like, it's not like a museum, but it's like a giant open land, type of thing. And it's like, why is it there? Like, why is it out in the middle of nowhere? It's kind of hard to get to, because the town of Bedford lost the most people per capita on D-Day. You know what I mean? So like, even though they're not a big town, they lost the most percentage of people on D-Day from that town. So they put it there. But yeah, it's like out in the middle of nowhere, but it's the National D-Day,
Wow, interesting.
Museum. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's where my grandparents lived.
Look at you dropping history on a kid who doesn't like history. So I'll keep mine somewhat succinct and short, but I will say, I was a teacher for a number of years with little guys, like five, first kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and third grade at one point. And so we'd go on a lot of field trips, like chaperone trips for the older kids when they needed a male teacher to go along. And I got to plan a lot of those trips, which was a lot of fun. And you're talking logistically about getting the bus, and it is a pain. So shout out to all the teachers and administrators that have to do all that stuff, because it is not easy. But taking my kids to like Westlake Village recording studio, where Michael Jackson recorded his last 2 albums before he passed, and the scuff marks on the floor where he used to dance, and like Pink and Mariah Carey and all these amazing musicians, Metallica would record at the studio, and getting to bring my kids there and like see a recording in process, that was really rad as an adult. But I did have a lot of field trips as a kid that were very memorable. And Dustin, there was one that I'll save for a later date that was somewhat tragic, interesting. But my most memorable one, or maybe my most favorite one, is in Detroit also, John. So I moved out of Detroit when I was going into 3rd grade. So I was like 7 or 8, not 6 or 7.
Okay.
But sorry, Corey.
6, 7.
That joke has no place here. No,
it doesn't.
Here.
No Dustin, he's been pushing that for months, and I'm just like,
I'm already
too late. It's too late.
Like,
it's not allowed in this house.
Okay, fine. So I believe I asked my mom, and she was trying to recall. She said it was either 1st grade or 2nd grade. So I literally was 6 or 7 years old. Sorry, that's fact. Sorry,
not allowed.
But we went on a field trip to the Verner's soda factory in Detroit. So for those that don't know, and I'll play a clip of a Verner's commercial right now.
Daddy,
I'm thirsty. Me too. Can we stop?
Last unique soft drink for 500 miles. Let's stop.
Wow. How come it's all Verner's?
Well, because it's a one-of-a-kind soft drink. Why don't you tell them, boys?
Burners.
It's the one-of-a-kind soft drink.
Burners. With the one-of-a-kind taste.
Burners. It's the one-of-a-kind soft drink.
Burners. With the one-of-a-kind taste.
So Verner's was a ginger ale. It was considered a vanilla ginger ale. It had a vanilla flavor to it. And it was owned or created by the same guy who made Dr. Pepper, same inventor. Inventor. James Vernon was the guy who served it in a pharmacy in Detroit in 1866. And so it was given, I don't know about you, John, but my mom, whenever we got sick, it was like, oh, give them Verner's. That's the cure-all.
Sure.
Just like 7-Up, I think, was more of a West Coast thing. Or
in fact, it's funny you say that, because now when I travel, or anytime I've traveled in the last like 20 years, actually since the beginning of time I've been traveling, I always have a ginger ale on the plane, because it's like the only time. I'm just so used to it. It's like
I do
soothing.
the same thing.
It's like soothing,
It is soothing, but Verner's was very distinctive. It like almost had a spicy flavor to it, which I loved. And we got to go there as a field trip with the kids. And it's just so rad. And so I was trying to find
awesome.
clips for this episode, going down a rabbit hole, and I'm like, I wonder if they have, like Corey mentioned, the Smithsonian. So I dropped a Smithsonian commercial in there. And I found that McDonald's a commercial for field trips, and I looked for Werner's ones, and I'm like, I wonder who were like spokespeople for Werner's. So Werner's back in the day had a lot of different commercials, and Ted Nugent was a spokesperson at one point.
Awesome.
And one of the Werner's taglines was for Werner's, it was "Don't let your Werner's down." And it was a guy in a plane getting
Clever.
Werner's soda, and sorry, "Don't get caught with your Werner's down." That was the slogan they used to have back in the day.
Okay.
Can I offer you a Coke, sir?
No.
7-Up, some coffee?
No.
Something a little stronger.
No. I'd rather Werner's.
No matter what else you got, don't get caught with your Werner's down.
Wherever you're going, it's nice to know Werner's is there. Nothing can replace Werner's mysteriously refreshing taste. Absolutely nothing.
Don't get caught with your Werner's down.
Dustin, I think you'll appreciate this specifically. Curtis Armstrong, Booger from Revenge of the Nerds, was a spokesperson for Werner's. It's a hilarious commercial. It's about him being in Malibu, and he's like, when I went to Hollywood, and I'll just play the clip for everyone to watch.
When I first came out here to Hollywood, I found this place was totally uncivilized. I mean, no snow, a wimpy baseball team. They didn't even have Werner's. Then I got my first big break in the movies. I had two choices. I could either stay out here for some meaningless fame and fortune, or I could go back home to Michigan where the Werner's was. I stayed. I have the Werner's flown out to me.
Werner's, it's what we drink around here.
Anyways, that was my field trip, going to Werner's, getting to drink soda right off the assembly line, cracking
right
it
out of
open.
the tap. Like you're
Yes, they let us. Yeah,
It's like
wheezing the
Willy
juice.
Wonka, but soda.
Yeah, it was a cross between Willy Wonka and Pauly Shore from Encino Man.
Who was grandpa in that
Yeah,
scenario?
my grandpa didn't go on that one, but
Grandpa's the worst.
Diallo, you
Yeah,
just
exactly.
triggered a memory. We like so many field trips were like to the fire station, right? Or here in Culver City, they have the Eco Station, which is a place that rescues exotic animals. And there's all these super cool field
So
trips.
California.
So of course, it's California. Let us know your favorite field trips, and we'll put them on our social medias or whatever, because we want to know where you went back in the day.
Hell yeah.
I am so overwhelmed. I want to go on a field trip now. Like, let's all the Night Boys need to go on a field trip to
San Diego Comic-Con maybe next year.
Yeah.
How about
San
that?
Diego Comic-Con. Nice
Yeah.
segue.
Werner's
telling you,
Comic-Con.
Road trip,
I'm
make it a
telling
you.
road trip movie.
Yeah.
Stop it.
So by this time
Boys
next
go
year,
to In and Out.
we'll be having a
That'd be awesome.
post episode talking about our amazing time in San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
John lives down in San Diego, that 80s dude. And we're going to make it happen, y'all. So
Yeah.
let's do it.
I'm leaving that. Hey, I texted you about it, Zach. I'm leaving that to you because I think you're tapped in to the paneling and all that stuff. And if you need some help from me on anything, just let me know.
Okay.
And registration wise or anything like that. But I think we should definitely be able to go as talent, because we're also talented, number one. And so I think 2026 Comic-Con is a must for us.
It certainly is. And I'm also making the observation right now based on what we're looking at on screen. Dustin is the one who needs a 80s Kids Unite Jam-inspired t-shirt, and we need to get him that. I will get him that. It's on our TeePublic stores, by the way. Links are in the show notes.
Yep.
And I'm wearing the Young Ones inspired 80s Kids Unite shirt. So
And
Hell
I'm
yeah.
wearing-
Look at that. It's awesome.
Oh,
Did you guys hear they're replacing Comic-Con though with AI? It's the whole thing. The whole thing's just going to be AI.
Everything, all the people there are going to be
Yeah,
everything's
everything.
AI.
it's Italian brain rot and AI put together.
And
San
6'7".
Diego
It's all
is-
6'7".
Is going to be called
Oh,
AI
man.
Diego.
It's going to be on 6-7.
Hey, don't get caught with your Werner's down.
Hey, you know what? I this is just a fun little life hack. Throwing back to John's story about Valerie. If you start your day, this is a true story. If you start your day playing Steve Winwood's Valerie, it will put you in a good mood.
Oh,
Totally.
I love
First
that
thing
song.
that popped
That
in my
song's
head when you
second that.
said Valerie, I was like, the song.
I second that. Valerie.
Yeah.
And there's a remix version of that.
There is a remix version, which I don't mind. I play that like if I'm working out, you know.
Yep.
But I
Wasn't that also the name of the first season of the Hogan's Family? Didn't it start out as Valerie?
Valerie.
Look at you.
Valerie's
Look at all of
family.
us.
Nice.
Hogan's Family, the Hogans.
Yeah, I used to watch the Hogan's Family.
Yeah, man.
The
Sandy
theme song to
Duncan.
that might be on our next theme song.
Oh boy.
Oh
TV
baby.
Shura.
Oh baby. Well, this has been so special to have the family of Night Boys on, and the voice, the guy who said, I got this idea for LA Comic-Con, we should do a fun thing, and it became 80s Kids Unite. Dustin, you it's not the same without you, and having you on, it's like it's like that comfort, it's that warm sweater that you know your grandmother.
It's like the Werners. It's the voice, right? So.
Yeah.
It's I feel the same way, guys. It's really great to be here, and I appreciate you having me, welcoming me back, and not making me haze me or something.
Well,
Am I in the club?
Really happy to be here.
Am I in the
You
club?
kept our Werners up for sure, man.
As long as you bring that sweet beard back every time, baby.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be a lot more Dustin coming up. He's going to be joining next week on $2 late fee with Big Trouble in Little China with his wife Erin and Grace. So we're all going to be having a love fest about Big Trouble in Little China, which we know John loves very much. We all love Big Trouble in Little China. Everybody
doesn't. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come
This
on.
is more just a celebration. It's not like a discussion. It's our favorite things about it. So anyways, be safe, be well. We love y'all. Stay rad. And we'll see you next time on 80s Kids Unite.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
80s Kids Unite is brought to you by Hungry Hungry Hippos, the loudest tabletop game in history. And by Nickelback, Zach's favorite band. If you'd like to suggest topics for this show, go to the Patreon of either $2 Late Fee or Podcasting After Dark, or both. All links are in the show notes. We love you.
Oh, listen, I just wanted to say goodbye and remind you that the good guys always win, even in the 80s.